Debbie Cullen-Ain. How are you?
I'm good, Hayley Rice. I've been calling you Hayley Rice
Hayley
since
Rice.
I knew you first, I think.
There's certain people in my life as well that I always give them the full title.
Yeah.
Mama has a friend called Mary Loftus, and she's Mary Loftus.
Hmm.
She'd never just be Mary.
No, all the time. And my children call you Hayley Rice.
Hayley Rice.
Is Hayley Rice coming down now? It's so funny.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it too. Okay, so this week we are diving into phones.
Yeah.
And I think this is a big topic. And so is it just us, or are the phones stealing so much from us?
Mm.
And just to clarify today's episode, we're talking about our phone use. So we're not talking about the screen time for the children or the teens. We're talking about, are the phones stealing our connection from not only children but from the world?
Yes. So it's focused on us, and it's also me and you saying we're included in that. We're not like above that or anything. If anything, we're probably worse because we're on Instagram and using the phone for work. So it's like we're in it with you here. We're not preaching or anything. We're just diving into this topic.
No, and do you have you an idea of your screen time usage per day?
God, I actually don't. I used to get the little notification, but
I get the little notification. And shamefully, in all honesty,
give it to us.
5.5 hours
a day.
Mine said to me the other day.
Okay.
And straight away,
how did you feel about that?
Straight away I went into defense mode of myself.
Yeah.
But because I was like, well, I use it to work, and I use it to do the Tesco shopping, and I use it for my workouts, and I use it for all of this.
Which is fair.
It's fair.
Yeah.
However, I need to pull it together and be able to put my phone down when I'm with other people.
Right.
And not only that, I find if I go down a scrolling path during the day, we'll say when I'm at home on my own, my anxiety levels.
Okay.
I find my breath gets shallow, and I'm like, why am I standing here? And you know what else it affects? My productivity.
Oh, hugely, yeah.
So I'm like picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. Sometimes I'd love to know actually how many times a day I pick up my phone.
There is a way, there definitely is, it tells you how many pickups. I've seen that on my phone. I'm sure there's a way of tapping into that and actually knowing how many pickups you've done. But I think that really resonates with me, this pickup thing, because I'm picking it up even when it hasn't rang, it hasn't binged. And I'm actually, it's just like I am, the self-awareness is coming through. Like, what am I doing? What am I actually doing? Going to this thing like it's like a magnet.
Yeah.
And that kind of scares me a bit.
And I think we need to name the fact that it is an addiction.
Yes. Wow.
Like if you're spending 5.5 hours per day at something, I feel like we're turning into some sort of zombie apocalypse where we're all going to have this really bad posture from looking down at the phone, and everyone's just walking around glued into this screen and getting a dopamine hit, but not a good one, and then craving it again a few minutes later.
And that's the piece when you say addiction, like that's really a loaded word, but it's your 5.5 hours a day or whatever of something that you haven't really chosen the 5.5 hours. That's the part that makes me feel it is an addiction, because it's like, I don't really have a choice. I keep being drawn to this thing that's like a magnet, and I notice I'm breathing more shallow. I feel anxious. I feel like shit after it or whatever, but yet I'm doing it again. Or I decide to myself, I'm not going to do it tomorrow. I was on too long. And I do it again. And that's the part that's like, what that's not normal, is it? Like there's something to that. That's what we're bringing today, I suppose.
Yeah, it's the repeated behaviour. And I think we just want to bring a bit of an awareness to it today. Yeah. And it's in a very non-judgmental way. And just to think for yourself, there's a few things. If it's the first thing you do in the morning before you do anything else. And I don't know about you, but a lot of parents would say to me, mornings are stressful. Do you know, it's a really hard time to get out of the house, and the kids aren't doing what you tell them to do. Are we, during those times, is it the first thing you do in the morning? Are you still checking it when the children are getting their breakfasts? Like, think about that, because I think a lot of us do have our alarms on it, and I have become very mindful of actually not checking it in the morning.
Okay.
And having these times where I have this technology free time. I just read the 5 a.m. Club book recently, and that there's a lot in that about having technology free time for yourself. So that first hour in the morning being so important.
Well, that's probably the most I'm on it, actually, like the first, and I'm checking in. And I think as well, like if I check in the morning, I pick up my phone before I do anything else, and then I see, oh God, there's an email there, something that I'm not excited about, or I see, oh God, that's a weird comment or something. It can just put me into this real distracted and preoccupied place. Then I'm trying to focus on all my tasks for the morning, and I'm actually still processing that email that I saw or something. So that's a really good point about the morning thing. But I also, just to go back there, you said something about like in front of other people. And like that, I think it brings up so much, well, for me anyway, like in a relationship, if you're parenting with someone and they're like on your phone, you're like listening to me or you're not listening, or we're both on our phones, and that's a whole thing, isn't it?
Oh, that's a whole thing. And like, I don't know about you, but like at the moment, myself and my husband, him particularly, he sends me memes on Instagram, and they're hilarious. And in fairness, there is some connection to it because we have the same sense of humor. So when he sends me something, he knows I'm going to be weak, because he's going to be like, is it only us who laugh at this absolute rubbish? But at the same time, it's still stealing that piece of connection from us, because then we're watching memes. So like we're relating to each other through the phone.
I know.
And like he's sitting on one couch and I'm sitting on the other couch.
Bizarre, isn't it, when you think about it? But that's what's happening. Like that's also me, and we're communicating via like silly reels or something we've seen, versus like that authentic communication or connection or whatever. Like it's like, are we losing that? Because again, we're both sucked into our phone, or it's like, it's only for a minute, I just have to do this one thing, and then like, oh, I got a text from somebody, oh, I'll just write back, and then before you know it, half an hour is gone. And I see that happening a lot, where we're just kind of sucked in from one thing to the next and the next, and then it's kind of like, oh, the evening's gone.
Yeah, I don't know, do you do this as well? But I would be like kind of annoyed if he's on the phone and I'm not listening to him, or he's on the phone and the children want him, or if I'm on my phone and the children start trying to look into what I'm doing, and I'm like, you can't be looking into my phone. But I'm also standing there on the phone expecting them to do what I'm telling them to do, but I'm giving them no attention or connection whatsoever. Like my daughter said to me recently, she was talking to me about something and I was replying to somebody, I don't even know what I was doing, and she just said to me, Mommy, did you hear a single word that I said there? And I had to hold my hands up and go, no, I actually did not hear you at all, and I am really sorry, and I am going to put this phone down. And I think we really need to think about that, particularly for parents, at, you know, those 9 important minutes, you know, those the connective ones, the one where, you know, when you wake them up in the morning, those first 3 minutes, when you reunite with them after school, really important time to be able to put it away, and then before you go to bed. And like even recently I was saying goodnight to them and I was checking my phone as I was leaving the room, like, and they're looking at me doing this, and I'm not even paying attention to those minutes, not to mind all the other times when I'm sitting there on my phone, and then they'll ask me, oh, can we have video games today? And I'm like, no, why are you asking me? It's not Saturday or Sunday or whatever your rules are in your house around their screen time. But when we think about the modelling behaviour that we talk about all the time, this is what they're watching.
And I think they're the first generation that's growing up competing with this little brick thing, this little black slip of something in mom and dad's hand from the minute they're born. They're like, see us with our heads looking at this thing. So we might be acknowledging their feelings, and hopefully there's a bit less trauma on the emotional side, but they're actually competing with the internet and the phone, and that lack of the delighting in and the eye contact because we're looking at our phones.
And even this idea of having to video everything that we do now. And we have loads of videos, we laugh at them from when they were small, and we're videoing them doing something because we want the memory. And one of them will say to us at the end, stop videoing me. Why are you taking a video, Mommy? Why are you taking a video, Daddy? And like, whilst you do want to have some of the memories, I think it's important to still be able to memory bank something and don't have the footage of it.
Yeah, that's actually a pet peeve or whatever of mine, that I'm like, let's not live life through a lens here. I'll take a quick pic, or like if it's a first time on the swing or like whatever it is, I'm like, yeah, take the photo, but then put the phone away. It's not that the phone is out because, oh, I didn't get that one. Now try again. Oh, he's looking away. Oh no, now look at the camera. Now look at the camera. And it goes on and on. It's like the moment is now. Like the moment is passing us by. Let's just take a quick snap. If it's not perfect, I don't care.
No.
And we don't have to have all the lovely footage. And like, you know, you don't watch half of it anyway. But I'm okay with a pic, but I don't want it to encroach on the moments that we do get together, you know.
But it's just not present.
Yeah.
When you're looking at it through the lens of the phone and not with your own eyes.
And I just think of it from my baby's perspective, you know, because the other day he was going around crawling and stuff, and he was pulling himself up the stand, and I was like, ooh, this is new. And I did take out my phone. I was like, oh, look. And he was at the window ledge and I was behind him. So I caught a little few moments where he didn't see me. When he turned around, and when he saw me, he just like looked confused, looked a bit like, oh, what's this? And stopped doing what he was doing. So he clearly was a bit like, what's that thing? What's she doing? This feels different. And I don't think I like it. So that's cue for me to put it away.
Absolutely.
I'm going to stop now.
Like our whole bodies stop communicating or connecting when we pick up the phone to do it. We're not open for eye contact. We're actually holding something, so our body language isn't even open for them to come to us. Like there's so much in it.
There's so much in it. Yeah, when you think of the body language, that your hand is occupied, your eyes are gone out. They just want to meet your eye contact. Oh my God, I actually feel so guilty, like, because I'm doing it, like, and because I'm working on the phone and Instagram and stuff. Yeah, I'm on it too much.
I know, and it's like, and it is difficult, I think, you know, if there are content creators listening, I understand, you know, that you have to get stuff done. But we do have to think of times at least where it is put somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's up on a windowsill, and you know, you do put it maybe on airplane mode, that if, you know, someone doesn't need to ring you or contact you, then great, but we're not constantly going over checking it. So I do think we need to try and bring in, and look, I have an awareness of this. I try it. Like I said it to my husband recently, right? I think we need to like have the first hour free in the morning. What we had been doing and what James was doing was he'd be on the phone at breakfast, and what he was doing, to be fair, I'm making excuses again, was he was looking back. You know, your memories come up every day. So like you're looking back at them 7 years ago and they're so cute and they laugh at the videos and they do whatever. However, like at breakfast time, do we need to have the phone out and be looking at old videos?
Yeah,
not really.
Not, no.
So it's just an awareness of going,
memories.
okay, we'll sit and have a conversation about our days or what's going, or even not have a conversation. It's not even talking.
No,
it's just being there, being
phone
with.
free.
Yeah. And I think then towards evening time is really important when they come home from school and they're trying to do their homework. That's really important when they're bigger. Just to be able to help them with that.
Yeah.
And do all the other things that we have to do phone free. And I saw a really good thing online recently where it was like someone just held their phone and just talked holding it. And it's like, do you feel as connected to me when I'm holding my phone?
No, I feel there's an element of...
Even if I'm not looking at it, it's just if it's in my hand, then this is actually really important, and you're not as important as a result of me holding it.
I don't have you fully. I don't have the full you. And it's the same when it's on the table.
Yeah.
I think even if I go for coffee with a pal or something, or me and John are out or whatever, and if the phone's on the table, I'm like, I can't. I really would prefer it's in your pocket on your jacket or something. There's something about it when it's just in your presence versus when it's not. It feels different, doesn't it?
It pulls your attention away from what the person is saying. And it's the same even if you have a watch where it dings up as well.
Oh,
yeah. So like you might have the phone upside down, but then it's dinging on your arm.
I can't with the watch thing.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh.
I feel like, you know, in a relationship, where for me anyway, the phone has come up a lot lately, and I'm kind of like, are you listening? Put the phone down. Oh, I have to pick the phone up, but this and it's coming. Like we needed to talk about it a bit, but then the watch part, I actually feel like it was triggering me. that I felt like I wasn't seen or heard or important, and it was triggering a part of me. I was like enraged by it, but I had to kind of go, that's partly me being really triggered by the fact that I'm not, like, you're mid sentence and then all of it's this, you're turned away and looking into your wrist, and then you're going, sorry, what? And back to me, I'm like, oh no, that makes me feel like crap. Like, I want to just, if I mid sentence, let's finish out the sentence at least.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the sentences are sacred these days. We don't have a lot of time to chat, and to be honest, whenever we do strike up a conversation, the baby starts shouting. He doesn't like it. He wants to be in on it, so he's rah rah rah. So it's hard to talk. So when we are talking, yeah, but I feel like there's, like what you were saying there. You said it to James, but for me, I'm like, I'd like, how do we do that without becoming the nag, the phone police?
I know.
And I'm on it too, so I can't talk. But like, I feel like there does need to be, maybe, I'm just talking about myself here, but like a conversation about, like, when are we actually happy to have it out and not, or
yeah, I think that's the thing about it though. It needs to be a conversation, and even when you sit down in the evening, when it's your time for the two of you, hopefully if the children have gone to bed and you're not getting up 47,000 times to make sure that they're in the bed or that they're asleep, but that even if, you know, watching something on the TV in connection with each other is a lovely thing to do.
Yep.
But are you still picking up your phone? And this is really annoying me lately, and it's definitely annoying him as well. I'm not like, the same things annoy each other. I'm doing it and he's getting annoyed. He's doing it and I'm getting annoyed. And it's just like this constant pick up of something. And it's always an excuse. But then I'm always like, you're not focusing on what we're watching. And then we can't laugh about it together. Or then we can't be like, oh, did you see what happened there? Or then we have to rewind. And it's just the same if you're sitting down. Obviously mine are older now. Jack isn't watching movies yet. But we have if we're doing a movie evening, like the children are like, no phones, no phones allowed. And I'm like, you're dead right. No phones. They are going up here and we are all going to sit and have this really connective time of watching something together for 90 minutes. And if we have lost the attention span to be able to sit and watch a movie, I think that's fairly scary, isn't it?
It is.
Like, isn't it true though?
But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, because I would do that as well, where I'm watching something and I'm scrolling at the same time, or I keep picking up the magnet. Yeah, I keep going back to it. I'm like, what am I? And it didn't even ding. What am I doing? And then I'm also checking the monitor.
Your focus comes off what's happening on the TV, even though it's there, and you can't. You're like, oh, I have no idea what's going on. No idea what happened in this program now, because I have been sucked into something. Literally. And I will often pick it up with the intention of sending a text message to a client or a parent. And then I'll end up scrolling through Instagram for 5 minutes and going, what did I actually pick it up for? Forgetting to do the work thing. So I just think it's huge at the moment.
It is.
And if we're looking at behaviour in children and, you know, behaviours of concern or challenging behaviour, often it's that connection piece that we're missing. Yeah. Because we feel like, oh, well, I'm with them all the time. I'm always with that child. They never leave my side.
Oh, yeah. It's just me and them all day because they're little.
All the time.
Yeah, but how much of it is, I know.
Is it present?
Is it actually with them?
With.
Or is there another entity on the phone?
I know. And through our training, we would always come back to this being with. In the therapy room, obviously that's what we do. But are we being with our children? Are we being with our parents? Are we being with our partners?
Our friends.
Our friends.
Yeah.
Everybody around us. And I find it really frustrating sometimes, because I'll go and visit my parents and the next thing they're like, will you check this for me? Will you look this up on the phone? Will you book us a flight? Will you do this? So I end up sitting there actually on the phone, going away with the jobs done. But nobody really talked to me.
I know. It comes in. I think, my parents are quite, like, I think they're a bit sucked into the phone as well. And it's like, if there's a question, like, oh, I wonder, will it, hold on till I see. Or, any questions, like, get out the Google and look it up and all that. Like, it's straight to the phone immediately, or and distracted by it.
Nothing is left to chance now, or nothing is left to curiosity or wonder, or your brain having to think.
No, and I think, like, I suppose what we're saying is, like, we don't have the answers, and we're also in this doing it, but bringing it to the awareness and just bringing it to your, like, having a think about it is probably all we can do. And like, that's the first step maybe, because I feel like until you become aware of it, you actually don't realize how much it is taking away from the relationships, the connections, and your own, even your own mental health, or like that, like bringing on the anxiety for you, comparing, or making you feel like, I always look and be like, oh, my house is so small and my house is so dirty, look at this. Like, you know, it does a lot in that few minutes of scrolling. Even it can actually impact a lot
on your mood.
And until you kind of think and stop and think, you might not notice it. It's kind of just happening.
It's bringing a total awareness to it. And then I think making a deal, or making a plan of some sort with your partner, or for yourself, like, because we can't control what anybody else does either. We can have a conversation about it, but I think we can model the behavior as well, and just be like, this is my time where I'm putting it away. And actually Dr. Becky talks about, she's brilliant if anybody has seen her on Instagram. She's class, but she talks about needing her phone to be behind 2 doors. So it needs to be like in the cupboard in another room. Wow. And even when I do like special time with my children, and we'll talk a lot about that in another pod as well, but it's just like 10 minutes of connected time when you do get a chance. I need to have it in a cupboard behind another thing. And the amount of times that I get the urge to check it. In the tiny amount of time, the 10 minutes that I'm spending trying to build, like, to fill up both of our love cups, essentially. And I still have this urge. And that's when I know this is a really big addiction, actually, if you have the urge to pick it up that much.
And I think, you know what, I was recently on a plane, and I really noticed that, because if you think about, like, you're in the air, like, this was a 2.5-hour flight, and the minute we landed, ding, 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 like, everyone was like, talk about being anxious on the phone, they were anxious without the phone. And the minute they landed, it was on to, like, what, and you just see all the heads go down, all the phones come out. I was the same. I was like, I mean, there was nothing of major pressing issue. Like, it wasn't like I was waiting on a call or something. It was just to check socials. I don't know, check my email. Oh, I have a WhatsApp from my mom. I'll write back. Like, there's nothing urgent, yet the urgency to take it out was there. It's wild, really, isn't it?
It is. And I think if anybody can just bring in a few different things, like the morning one, maybe like the evening one before the children go to bed, or for yourself, because we know now as well from so much research that the light on the phone is going to essentially affect your sleep if you're lying on it in the bed area.
Oh my God. Because do you know what, I have that, like, revenge bedtime procrastination thing where I am shattered, like falling apart with the tiredness, but I don't want to go to bed. And I'm like, I just need a second for myself. If I haven't done anything, like, so then maybe I was on the phone during the day, but it would have been to work or whatever. So that few moments when I'm in bed and I watch, like, the funny stuff, or like the kind of reels and things. I'm a devil for TikTok, actually. I find them hilarious. So I'll go on TikTok and I'm like, ha ha ha, and I think I think this is great crack, and then I'm like, oh, for 5 more minutes. Oh, my eyes are burning. My eyes are now bleeding. Like literally in bits. But I won't put it down. But it's like, but this is my thing that I like, and I'm clinging to it. Like, it's like a weird thing that I don't want to put it down. So I actually was talking about it with some of the members in my parent community, and we decided, well, I was like, I'm going to quit that. And will you do it with me?
Look at even the language.
Quit it, like, give up the facts.
Language. Got to get my Alan Carr, give up the phone book.
Quit it. But I tried it, and I felt so much better. I definitely was falling asleep really quickly. Because part of me is like, oh, it'll take me a while to fall asleep anyway. And no, it won't. Like, I'm ready to go asleep. And I really need to go to sleep because my baby still wakes every 2 hours, like, roughly. So yeah, I did cut back on that. And the last, like last night, last couple of nights, but I will slip back into it. Like, it's definitely not a clean slate. Like,
No,
I
like
go,
any addiction.
I go, yeah.
It's not linear.
I keep relapsing. Like, we're not making fun of addictions here now, but
No, it's not.
I do
but
keep going back
genuinely,
to it.
it's not. It you know, it
Yeah.
does slip back. It's like you nearly have to reset.
I need
all
to
the
be
time.
intentional.
Yes.
Every evening I need to go, right, I'm going up now. I'm going to, have a shower, whatever I'm doing, get into bed. And I am, oh yeah, remember, Hayley, the phone goes over to the side of the room or out of the room or off, or you're not doing it tonight. Take out a book. So I've started reading a couple of books now again. I haven't really had time. I love books, but I just haven't. So a book by the bed instead. I'm like, yeah, pick up the book. That's the reminder, not the phone. And I am making that conscious effort, but it's an effort.
It's an effort.
It's an effort. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what I put on recently on my phone? It automatically goes into sleep mode. Yeah. So you can
Oh.
have a setting, and it just goes ring, and it just goes into sleep mode. Now I need
At
to
a
bring
time
it
or
back.
whatever.
Yeah. So at the moment it's at 10:15. Now I may or may not have been on it, depending on the evening.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time it just goes into the sleep mode, and then it doesn't ding or nothing, no notifications come on it after that point. So
Okay,
then when I
that's
go down
amazing.
to the bed, I have the alarm set. That's always, and it just goes on the bedside locker. Now I'm a great Gardine because I've read every night to sleep since the children have slept themselves, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I read until I fall asleep
Nice.
every night, and it's
Yeah.
lovely. Now, much to my husband's dismay, because he's like, you and those friggin' pages. He's like, it's not on, the light on in the pages. And I'm like, well, I can't get to sleep otherwise.
Would you read for long? Or
Depends.
okay.
So it depends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
it was some nights, yeah.
Mm,
Other nights, 10 minutes and I'm
you're
gone. And I actually got myself a Kindle
Okay.
recently because of the page turning and the light on effort.
Oh, yeah, sure,
yeah,
that
so
kills
then I
that.
don't need that.
Yeah.
And I find that really good. Put it on the dark mode, and then
Yeah.
you're still like your book, and then you nod off to sleep. But I love that practice
Lovely.
because, and I always read fiction at night time. It wouldn't be
You're not
anything
reading
heavy.
the workbooks and
No, I would kind of try and get them in during the day if I wanted to read those kind of things. But it's another nice thing to
Oh, yeah.
do
Yeah.
if just
We actually
if
have
you're
Kindle at
finding
home
it.
and it's somewhere. I think I might just resurrect that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
thank
It's
you.
really handy. I had always
Thanks for
gone, no way, I'm not getting one of those. But then I was like, for poor James's sake,
He
I
was
better get
driven
one
mad.
because he's like those
Elbowing you.
pages. He's saying to her, "This is how mommy turns pages at night time," and he's scrunching up a load of paper, and I was like, "Sorry, I actually
Like microphone.
didn't realise that I was causing
Oh.
that much havoc." But it's still just a communication thing, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that's a really good one. And I know, see, I'm like, like with any kind of habit stacking, or if you're trying to quit one habit or whatever, it's replacing it often. It's replacing, like, you replace the cigarette with the chewing gum, like you'd be wanting to do something with your hands, and a lot of people move to a vape. I'm thinking, what do I replace the phone with? Actually, it's going to help me if I have something by
Yeah.
the bedside, or get the Kindle out or whatever,
Yeah,
charge it up,
if that's
and
the
just
time where you
decide
find
on
it.
it though.
Mm,
It's like a lot of things, just decide on it.
yeah,
And then if I do slip back, it's okay. Like, I'll just reset, go again.
yeah. So
No shame.
yeah, and we have it as well at the moment, and even the children were involved in this. Was like none of them at meal times, and you might be
Yeah.
like, "Geez, Debbie, why'd you have your phone out at meal times, or why did either of us have it out?" And but we did.
Yeah.
We were checking things,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no need.
Mm.
I remember Edel Lawler. She is brilliant. If anybody
Yeah.
has come across her, I've done loads of trainings with her. She's in Kerry, and she had said that the heart of the home is around the fireplace or around the kitchen table when you're having your meals. And definitely, as my children have gotten older, it's not that easy when they're small and when they're babies and toddlers and they won't sit at the table. But as we've gotten older, I do really find that time brilliant when they'll
Yeah.
chat to you. They'll tell you about the day, and you'll have a bit of crack.
Oh,
Or you might play a game. So that's a really good one to bring in as well.
Yeah.
Just to have meal times free from
sacred.
it.
Yeah. And like, yeah, that rich kind of time, that rich connective learning, even, and like the socializing that happens,
Totally.
all of that. But it's like you're modeling that, like, so for even the little ones. Our meal times at the moment involve flying food and like
babies throwing things
deliberately dropping a spoonful and splatting and all that. So there's no phone in my hand at the moment, but I could see that I would. I tend not to at the minute, but I can see that. Yeah, you would. You'd just be like, oh well, I'm just checking. What's the difference? But it's like almost segmenting the times. Like there's work time, the phone can be out. There's downtime. What am I actually intentionally doing for my downtime tonight? Or
yes,
there's morning time, the phone isn't out. We've decided as a family, you know.
And I think
it's just being a bit more
as a self-employed person or as an entrepreneur. Effectively as well, we need, and this is something that I really need to practice, and I don't, to be honest, but when does work stop?
Oh, I mean, that is...
Yeah, like, and I would be a devil, like, if I see an email pop in at 11 o'clock, I would answer it sometimes, because I'm like, oh, sure, just get that done for tomorrow. I won't have... But like, you have to have...
But I don't now.
You have to have a cut off.
Yeah.
Or even if you're getting a DM on Instagram or something, you have to have a cut off of like, I'm not at work now.
Yeah.
But it's a hard one to do.
I know. It is really hard when it's your livelihood, your business, your first baby or whatever for me.
Yeah.
Like, and even when I was on maternity leave, like that was a massive one where I was like, am I working or not? Am I, like, the membership is still going? Like, there was a post went in, like a podcast dropped in the membership when I was in labour. Because, well, it was scheduled to go out, like, do you know what I mean? But like it's ongoing. So it's never out of my mind, but I have to be conscious that it's at least out of my doing during the day, or I have a cut off for that. So I've got much better at that. And like John always says to me, it's not heart surgery, Hayley. Like, they'll wait on their link on Instagram, like, you're okay. You know, and I just have to be like, yeah, put it in perspective here. It's grand.
I know.
You know, it can wait. Anything can wait. And you're prioritizing your time and you're intentional about it and aware of what you're doing. I think that's my kind of takeaway.
I'm going to get better at that from here on in. But it's time to wrap up this week's episode. Thank you so much.
It was really interesting.
Yeah, it is. And I'm going away from this even today with a lot of awareness of just going, okay, just keep it in mind, keep the reset happening, and just bring in a few essentials.
I'm going to do the Kindle thing.
Yeah, or you and your partner want to do together. So it's not causing frustration and stress.
Yeah, it's not coming between you in some way, because I feel like it can potentially be really... If one person's doing one thing, one person's doing another, or if you're like, oh, you're on your phone again, like, it can cause.
Yeah, well, it's naggy,
unnecessary
isn't it?
stuff.
You feel naggy and you feel annoyed.
Yeah.
And you don't need that. We've got enough going on.
We've enough to be at than managing the phone. So. Okay.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening again. If you want to send us an email, it is itjustuspod@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe and be good.
Be good.
And if you can't be good at it. That's what my dad says. Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.